All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. FOMC Wednesday. So let's see what the market brings to us. Good morning. All right, let's hop on the 4-hour to see what we're looking at. So in the 4-hour, if we go back to Thursday, Friday's initial dump on news, we're right in the middle of this range from last week, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. 700s being the low, 250, 300, whatever you want to call it, being the high, and we're right in the middle. So although we've been having all this news overseas in the Middle East, all we've seen is uncertainty. The market is still waiting for resolution, either to the upside. In other words, we're going to clear the news, or some downside potential catalyst could be today FOMC, either pushing us out of this range to the upside or to the downside. As far as FOMC, it looks like interest rates aren't going to change, but there may be a hint of when they would or will change. So we're right in the middle, although we're not, swing trading NASDAQ, right? We got to be aware we're right in the middle. So that's why we've been seeing this consolidation throughout the day. Usually NQ has been playing one move during the open, right? 100 points, a fast move during the open, and then you have consolidation for the rest of the day. Good morning, Mo. So we've seen that pretty much several days in a row now. One big move for the open. If you got it, great. If you missed it, well, you're in the red. And then you got to try to scalp your way in a 50-point range. So, and this is a reason why we're right in the middle. And there's no resolution on the higher time frame yet. So today, I could see today being a catalyst. You got potential for news headlines today with the Middle East. So that's what I'm looking at in the 4-hour. Let's take a look at the 1-hour. Now, again, same concept there. We're stuck right in the middle of this overall range. So as far as the open's concerned, let's hop on to the 1 minute. I'm looking for a potential pullback, right? We have VWAP all the way down in the 70s. Let me get rid of this higher time frame range. Potential pullback to this area for a possible long. But it's FOMC. It's not going to be clean. We're gonna have some volatility today. We're gonna have a lot of chop leading into 2 p.m. So definitely a day for patience. But that's what I'm looking at. Being fully aware that we're going to be trading or attempting to trade right in the middle of a overall range. If you go back to Thursday of last week, NQ undecided on direction. Yeah, today could be the catalyst, but that's not until 2 p.m. I probably won't be trading, or most likely don't want to be trading all the way through to 2 p.m. Hopefully I can get this done in half an hour, 1 hour into the open. But again, fully aware we're right in the middle. For those of you that were tuned in last night, we finally got that push all the way up to 240. I think it happened around 11:30. We were trading this area or trying to trade this area for that push up, but it didn't really happen until later that night or later last night. And we came right back down, and now we're pretty much right where we were last night when we were streaming. So I am bull biased, but I'd like to see a pullback. In other words, maybe test VWAP first, 975 for potential long. That's what I'd like to look at. So somewhere around this area for a potential long. But we'll see. Chikimo, good morning, brother. Thanks for tuning in. So that's the big picture with NQ. And I expect some more chop today. I don't think we're going to have directional. Well, we'll have one quick directional play in the morning. We've seen that all week. One quick move, 100, 150 points, and then consolidation in a 50-point range, and then maybe another move towards the afternoon. So we're going to have to time this pretty accurately and get out. Because it's FOMC, I plan to stick to the plan, which is probably 1 or 2 trades max. If I'm down 2 trades, as long as the second trade was following strategy and I didn't FOMO into anything, then I'll probably take a third. But we'll see. Fully aware that's going to be a choppy day, a lot of traps, and as long as I stick to a strategy, I'll live to trade another day. Does not have to be a win. So good morning to everyone. That's the plan. In terms of shorts, what are we looking at? Potential touch of the overnight high, right? You have overnight high. If we look at the overnight range, we're in the upper quadrant of the overnight range, right? Overnight low 860, overnight high around 2270. So at least for the overnight range, we are bullish. We are in the upper quadrant. If we look at yesterday's ranges, previous day low, previous day high, we are also above yesterday's high. So at least during the overnight session, pajama traders have pushed this above yesterday's highs, and now potential push for the overnight high touch. That could be that quick play during the open. You'll see it push up pretty quickly for this area. And like I said, ideally I'd like to see a pullback to this area, because this is where you have VWAP, you got 200 SMA on the higher time frames, potential bounce area around here, 960, 970 area. So that is the plan. It's gonna be choppy, FOMC baby. We're gonna have to nail the timing. Hopefully, like I said, I can get this done in, within the first hour and not have to come back for FOMC. Good morning to everyone. For anybody new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. We're 3 minutes away now from the open. Good luck to everyone. No FOMOing in on FOMC day. You'll pay dearly. And let's see what the market brings us today. The market, as you can see from Thursday, Friday, although we had that drop on Thursday, it's been undecided and stuck in that range for now. Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days in a row. Obviously, the market is waiting to see what's going to happen with Middle East. You got now FOMC today. So, and even with FOMC, that's not until 2 p.m. So the market could have a quick move, like I said, and then consolidation into FOMC. One minute, 45 seconds. Let's do this. Thanks for everyone tuning in. I know the morning session, you got a lot of competition. You got a lot of streamers out there. So thanks for the few that are tuned in. Appreciate the support. And we'll do this every day. It'll probably take a couple of months to build a steady viewers. All right, 5 seconds. No more yapping. All right, here's that push. Just hit VWAP. All right. And along that right there. Watching it, watching it. Playing the VWAP bounce here. Touch of the 200. Closing that one for now. That's what, 400 bucks right there. Potential continuation above the 200 SMA there. So that's the first trade. 400 bucks with one mini. That was playing the bounce of the VWAP. I mentioned I wanted a long in this area, so I long. I know that the 200 SMA is going to be the initial rejection, so close right here. And now let's see the next move. Potential move up to overnight high, but it has to push above the 200 SMA with force. In other words, validating the VWAP bounce. So that was the first trade. That was a VWAP bounce to the 200 SMA. Potential test again of that lower quadrant. Testing yesterday's close would probably be a next long opportunity, unless we have continuation to the downside. And, let's let it play out. Got to be really quick. I'm okay now with that out at the 200 SMA. Let's watch this area for potential bounce. But because I do see strength on this move down, I'm not considering the long again. I'll probably consider longs above 220 SMA at this point. But this could be just a test again of this the previous day close. That's the gap getting filled, the downside, right? Gaps must be filled. So one trade, 400 bucks in the green, very quick. Now let's see if there's another trade, or listen, it's FOMC. That's 400 bucks copy traded across 28 accounts. That could be my trade, one and done for the day. Especially on FOMC. All right, I'm going to watch how strong this move to the downside looks. I'm not going to FOMO in on this. Looking for a bounce. So we came testing yesterday's close. In other words, the full gap fill. I could see a little exaggeration here to test that overnight low, then a potential bounce, or being cautious that today is a downside day. The news is finally catching up and the market is going to take the move to the downside that everybody's been waiting for. 4 days in a row, people trying to short the market. Yeah, this no longs now. Longs are invalidated at this point. Let's see what happens at yesterday's low. Man, so tempting to participate to the downside here, but it would be a FOMO entry. In other words, trying to chase a play. Let's be a little patient and see if we have some potential for a bounce here. But clearly the market is going down. Bears take the elevator down and these plays could be juicy. I just don't want to get caught on a nasty bounce on FOMC. Any other day I'd probably FOMO in on the short, but FOMC you might have a 50, 60 point ripper to the upside and then you're stuck. I already have 400 bucks in the green. No need to get too crazy just yet. Continuing to push. So at this point, what are we looking at? We have the overnight low all the way down here. We have now filled the gap. This is what we're watching for. If NQ is going to bounce, it needs to bounce here and aggressively. In other words, this is just a fill the gap play and then trapping some shorts down there, potential long. But, oof, very risky, very risky. Morning, Jesse. So, so far in the green, 400 bucks across accounts. We had one quick trade. Why are my trades not showing? Here we go. We had that initial long from VWAP bounce to the 200 SMA, and we got some nice green there. Now potentially looking at a long at this area, and this could be a juicy long, but that push to the downside was scary. Let's let it play out. Let's not get too excited just yet. Like I said, I'm already in the green, 400 bucks. I just need to be a little bit selective on the second one. I do like the bounce opportunity, but I'm willing to wait for confirmation at this point. Fantasy, great job. 100 bucks in the green. Green is green. Again, my first trade was sticking to the plan. I said I'd wait for the pullback to the VWAP, to that 970 area. You saw me enter on VWAP bounce. Where did I exit? 200 SMA. That was the quick play. And now we're evaluating this area for an additional play. We have consolidation here. But at this point, 400 bucks in the green on FOMC day. I may just take a little break. No need to get excited. Jesse, nicely done. I copy traded that one across 28 accounts today. Some evals, some PAs, and straight to funded. So this is the time. Take it easy. We're all in the green, guys. Everybody give yourself a round of applause. Being green on FOMC takes guts to trade the open. So let's slow down. Let's take it easy. Good thing with this trade, I stuck to the plan. You guys heard me say I'm waiting for that pullback to the VWAP. It came, touched VWAP, entered. Did not see the strength on the upside, so took a logical out at the 200 SMA. That's where we're going to see resistance. Now the 220 SMA providing the initial resistance to the downside. And, you know, this could, I mean, it looks like a bounce. I'm just being very cautious. I already have one trade in the green. Let's be a little patient. I may have just missed this bounce area and I'm okay. No need to FOMO in. Let's see what happens. If it does bounce, it's going to come back up here to the 20 SMA 200 to test that area. Are we going to get another pullback? And that's, let's say if we come back and pull back and test, then that's the test for a potential long. If we rip right through it, then all right, I missed the trade. I probably won't FOMO in. Again, FOMC, lock in your profits, guys. No need to get too crazy. So what did we see with that opening? The open basically was the gap fill. We came all the way down to yesterday's close, fill in a gap, allowing any traders that were in the red to get out, right? That's your relief rally for any losses from last night's entries or prior to the close. And let's see what happens from here. If it is a bounce, it's a weak bounce, right? It's not the movements we like, but hey, that's what NQ's been doing for the last couple days. Weak bounces, weak moves in general. So far, first trade going as planned. Now let's see if I can get a second trade. I was a little cautious here. I should have entered on the third 1 minute candle for that long. Now the FOMO is kicking in, right? I didn't enter mentally and emotionally. I'm like, I missed out. And you gotta learn. I've learned to control that. This is not the time to enter. Yes, it can continue, but this could just be a dead cat bounce. FOMC, we got to get used to FOMC with 30, 40 minute, 1 minute candle wicks. So do I really want to enter here and potentially take a harsh pullback? No, especially with the 20 SMA right there about to provide the initial resistance. Now, if we blow right through it, then bulls are in control and we got to find a move to the upside. So on this bounce, what I'm looking for is the dead cat bounce, or You know, you'll see that initial move up to the 20 SMA, then we pull back to test the low, right? It's all about testing areas. It has to come back and test and say, yeah, this is our base, this is our local bottom at least, and then the bounce. That would be my second entry for a long. But being in the green already on FOMC, I gotta calm the emotions down, and you know, nothing wrong with calling it a day with one trade, 400 bucks in the green across. You guys have heard me say this now. I do not rotate accounts. If I'm copy trading 25, 28, or whatever accounts, today it's 28, I will copy trade them all at once. It just works better for me. I look for 1 or 2 trades during the New York Open and done with it, versus, you know, truly day trading and rotating accounts throughout the day. Sure, you'll blow some, and in the end, you'll probably come out in the green. It's just not my style. I like to be done within first 30 minutes of the open. So it looks like the play was the bounce over here. You had 3 candles to signal consolidation for a potential bounce, and I noticed that on the third 1 minute candle. I was late to pull the trigger, and I'll take that. That missed that play right there. I was hoping for a stronger pullback around the 870, 880 area. This was my target for a long. We didn't get that. Similar to last night, I was looking for a higher push till short. Didn't get that either. And listen, I'm sticking to my plan. I did the first trade according to plan. My second trade would have been somewhere around here for a long. We just didn't get that strong of a pullback, and it is what it is. All right, so now we're seeing that initial rejection at the 20 SMA that we talked about. Are we going to get a harsh pullback to retest this area? Or, nope, it was just a gap fill play to the downside with the bounce, and now we'll continue to the upside. Just don't like to FOMO in at this point. The entry was down here, and I'm going to stick to my guns. Didn't enter, leave it alone for a while. In 2 minutes, we'll have the opening range, 15-minute opening range for the orb players. The opening range breakout, you got a 70-point opening range, and we're right in the middle right now. So you can look at it that way. If there is strength to the move to the upside, then we wait for continuation. In other words, a break above the 20, a break above the 200, and then a potential breakout here. But because the 200 SMA is so close to the 50-minute breakout area, watch for fake outs. In other words, a look above and fail. That's why I'm not too confident on longing the opening range breakout, because you have some resistance area. So right now we're at VWAP. We're battling VWAP, trying to push above VWAP. You got little area of confluence here on the higher time frames. You got 200 SMA, VWAP right at that 970 area. And there's the VWAP bounce. This is where I longed right at the open. We came down, tested VWAP, and I exited at the 200, and here we go. Continuing to push up. But I got to wait for a pullback if I'm going to participate in this move to the upside. Being fully aware that, you know, I may miss the whole move, and this can just continue to rip to the upside, and it is what it is. Getting very strict with my entries. That doesn't mean I'll be profitable. We can wait for an hour, enter, and then take a loss. That's how OQ works. Good morning to everyone. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. I trade nasty NASDAQ every day. I trade from Arizona, so that's why my times are most likely 3 hours behind most of you, at least 3 hours behind New York Eastern. So just factor that in if you're looking at my chart. Thanks for tuning in. I've said it, I'm going to be live streaming every day for New York, and I'll do occasional Asia sessions, only because there's less people streaming. We get a little a couple more viewers to hop on. It's going to take time. It's going to take a couple months to build solid viewership, but I'm okay. I started with 1 viewer a couple weeks ago. What are we up to now? Like 5 or 6? So thanks to the few that tune in. And like I said, this is my style. You guys will hear me talk about the 20, the 200. VWAP and pivot points are my go-to indicators. So far, 1 trade, about 20 points, 400 bucks in the green, and being patient on the second one. Fully aware that, you know, that could be, that's what we've seen with NQ for the last couple of days. You have a strong move, then you have this slow, lethargic movements afterwards. Now, it is directional, I'll give you that. I mean, no doubt about it. NQ is pushing up. It's pushed up 50 points in the last, what do you want to call it, 10 minutes. So we'll see. How'd you guys do? I know Jesse James is into green. Fantasy Arabia, you're into green. How's everybody else doing? All right, so we're coming up to test the top of the 15-minute opening range. Breakout players, the orb players are getting excited about this breakout. I'm a little hesitant just because you got other higher time frame moving averages potentially providing resistance up here. It just touched the 200 SMA and took a little pullback. But for orb players, you're about to get your opening range breakout. So you're going, so Jesse, you're going after that pivot point at, what is it, 2010? Okay, there's the opening range breakout potentially happening. There's the breakout. This was a I mean, it looks big, but this was from 80 to 90, about 10-point candle for that 15-minute opening range breakout right here. It's just slow. I don't do well with slow movements, and listen, I get it. It's looking like a breakout play right there, but it's so slow. Shaping to, looks like that breakout is about to happen. You'll see a pop, right? You'll see one candle with that pop. There's the pop. Testing now yesterday's high. And bulls again, another day, bulls saying, screw the Middle East. We don't care. We're just going to push this market up. Oh, man. Unbelievable. V-shaped recovery. And there they go. 15-minute opening range breakout happening right now. Nicely done, Jesse. There it goes. Crazy. These bulls are relentless. Just doesn't make logical sense, but you can't trade the news, you trade the charts, right? Regardless of how biased you are to the downside with the Middle East, it ain't happening. It just, bulls refuse to let that go. All right, so we're going to see a little pullback here. See how strong of a pullback we get. So anybody who just joined the stream, I took one trade during the open, which was the VWAP bounce to the 200 SMA. Captured 20 points or a couple, 20 points with one mini. So right now I'm 400 bucks in the green across all my accounts. Like I've said earlier, I copy trade them all at once. I don't rotate accounts. Risky, but for me, it's worked out better than, rotating accounts throughout the day. And there goes the breakout. All right, it is what it is. God damn it. Resilient recovery, man. Complete V. No pullback on this push up, so it is what it is. So to participate in this, you either longed here or you just saw the movement and hopped on that play to the upside. I'd rather see a pullback, but looks like we're not going to get it. This would be a FOMO entry at this point, just riding momentum. Just FOMC, I won't do that. But could be another day. Bulls just simply push and push. Hop on and ride that. Unbelievable. And it could be one of those plays to the upside with no pullback, and then I'm left out. God damn it. Is there any news going on right now? They're just pushing? All right, let's take a look at CNBC. The Fed is likely to keep rates the same, but give a forecast that moves markets. Iran threatens irreparable damage if U.S. enters Israeli conflict. Oil is, I guess, pushing up. All right, so here we go. We got that initial rejection up there, trapping some bulls, looking to FOMOing in on that play to the upside. Big rejection here. These are the candles we're going to see throughout the day. 20 point, 30 point, 1 minute candles to trap, right? You don't get excited here and just short it because you saw a 20 point candle. You got to find levels, and that's what I'm trying to do here. So we'll wait to see how far this pullback takes us. That could be it, though, in terms of a pullback, a 1 minute pullback, and then push. So being patient. So the only thing I would say right now for anybody that is holding on to that long is you look at the overnight range, right? This is a look above and fail. We tried to push out of that overnight range, and right now we came right back to the middle. Could be the bounce area. Again, this being the overnight range, and we are in the upper quadrant, so let's see what happens up here. We came back and tested the high of that 15-minute opening range breakout, right? That's the high right there. We tested it, and we're bouncing right now. Bulls seem to be in control right now, for sure. All right, we were not able to test on that candle the high, and a potential gradual pullback playing out. And it did bounce at the high of that 15-minute range, or the opening range. Now we have a little consolidation zone, potential bull flag formation right here for the next leg to the upside. Bulls in control. No matter what the news says, the world could be at the brink of war, but the market keeps pushing. At least within the range we've had within the last 4 days. For anybody new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. I trade NASDAQ every day. I'm going to started to do it live streaming. This is, I believe, week 2, so slowly going to build some viewership here. I started with maybe 2 or 3 viewers last week, and what are we up to, like 8 or 9 now? So some progress. You'll also see me streaming the Asia session, only because obviously less competition and less streamers, and I can get some more viewers. So I'll be trading both sessions. For today, for anybody who just hopped on, I did trade the open. I had a plan to wait for an initial pullback to VWAP, longed at VWAP, and was not confident that that move was going to break through the 200 SMA, so I exited for a quick 20-point scalp right around the open, and looking for a potential second play. I did miss the entry here. These 3 candles, right? 3 candle reversal was the indicator for the bounce, and honestly, I missed it. But yeah, this 1, 2, 3 minute candles, not being able to push below that low, that was your entry, and that's why I don't want to FOMO in. I know that I missed this entry down here. So now, if I do want to target or enter again, I need a stronger flush if I want to participate to the upside, or just wait patiently for the next move. What I don't want to do is catch myself trying to FOMO in on any plays over here because I missed the entry here. I bit my tongue on this candle. But it happens. But when it does happen, you got to be careful that that's when you're most likely to go into tilt or go into FOMO plays because you realize you just missed an entry. Okay. Tomorrow there will be other entries. Later today there will be more entries. No need to push yourself into a position that wasn't planned. My first trade went as planned. I said it before the open. I'm waiting for the pullback to VWAP. You got the 200 and VWAP there providing initial resistance, and it bounced. Just didn't see the strength to push above the 200 SMA, so I exited for a quick 20 points. I was hoping for this bounce with this play. And in hindsight, that's standard NQ. You'll have an initial push down, come back and test, come back down, and then the second play is the big play, and that's why I'm biting my tongue. I know these things, and I didn't enter. All right, here comes the pullback. Let's see how harsh. We're testing VWAP right now. The 80 level. Let's see. Now FOMC, we're going to see these harsh plays. So anybody caught FOMOing around here, you got 4 or 5 candles to get out. And if you didn't get out, now you're trying to decide, are you going to stay on this? Or is the market going to be cruel to you and push you significantly further down? Let's see. You got 200 SMA and VWAP right now. This area providing the initial support. This area needs to hold. If we see a flush, then we can come back down and test this. Crazy. V recovery, and if we have a V pullback, insanity. You gotta be quick. All right, we're testing the bottom of that overnight range. VWAP, 200 SMA being tested. It's an area of confluence right here. This won't be an easy. It needs, if it's going to flush, it's going to have to flush with strength. And then you know that thing is looking for some further downside. But this area should hold. I mean, you got several moving averages there. You got the VWAP. You got 200 SMA on the 5-minute. You got 20 SMA on the 5-minute. All around here. So this area is not going to be easy to flush through. Not to say it can't. It just needs strength to flush to the downside. Otherwise, we might see this could become the bounce area. Again, with FOMC, a little more resistant to hop on trades this quick. Plus, I'm already in the green 20 points with a quick trade at the open. Is usually a one and done guy because I copy trade all my accounts at the same time. I don't rotate my accounts throughout the day. There goes the bounce. So it came and tested the bottom of that overnight range, and it did provide the support. Nice little bounce there. What is the 83 to about 20-point bounce there. And now looking for the break out of the overnight range. All right, so I know a couple of you are in the green. Anybody else want to share their trades or how it's gone so far? And the bottom of that overnight range held, and that provided the bounce. And there we go. NQ, man. This market refuses to go down. Just won't. Jesse, yep, no, it's not financial advice, it's entertainment only. But I just find that if I'm less exposed to the market, in other words, rotating accounts throughout the day, I have a better chance of winning. Also, if I do have tilt moments, I'm going to blow them all, right? But the secret is, or the strategy should be, avoiding tilt moments, which I've done pretty nicely lately. All right, there's that breakout. So now we have 2 breakouts in play. Is that a trap? I got trapped last week, so I'm so resistant to FOMOing in. For anybody who watched me, I think Thursday or Friday, I FOMOed in on one of these breakouts and got pulled back. I mean, I only took 20 points or whatever my stop was, but I was so pissed at myself to FOMOing in. This is pretty much exact copy of last week. We had the breakout above the overnight range, and I got excited, FOMOed in, and took a 20-point loss. So listen, you learn. I got to wait for a stronger pullback. We're coming back to test now the 20 SMA. This is nasty. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 potential. Nasty price action. Is this the fake out and trapping some bulls, getting excited on FOMO entries? Or is this just a little pullback and bulls will continue in control? No problems. Stay in your lawns. Ah. It's definitely a see profit, take profit day, at least after this initial move and this move. Now we're in some pretty nasty chop to be expected with FOMC. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button, help me out with the YouTube algo as we continue to watch NQ climb against all of the realities of the world. Just refuses to come down. Look at this insanity. World War III is about to happen and NQ just keeps pushing. All right, do we have any patterns to look at here? Not really. V-shaped patterns. I'm trying to see any pattern on the open today, and you had this initial buying channel, right? You had a pullback, another attempt to push up, minor pullback. So you could see this as a bull flag and potentially looking at another leg up. I mean, trend is your friend, right? It is moving up. Do you really want to short this? Probably not. Bull flag. Potential second bull flag. I mean, we've had bull flag after bull flag on these runs to the upside, so I probably wouldn't short this. But I'm also not going to FOMO long up here. There it goes. Unbelievable. Just another day of bulls pushing us up. Oh, Jesse, we have some news. Thank you. All right, so it looks like Iran has reached out to the U.S. or Trump. Don't see it on CNBC. Let me take a look at Fox News. I guess this is today's a day to have everything open, right? CNN, Fox, CNBC, Bloomberg, and you're just headline watching for headlines today. Financial Juice. Thank you, Jesse. Let's take a look at Financial Juice. Trump on Iran a couple minutes ago. Why should a hostile country have a nuclear weapon? Trump reiterating Iran had bad intentions. And Iran saying they won't surrender. Well, that's part of the culture. I don't think think if Trump really thinks Iran is going to surrender, that's not happening. But I think they also know that, right? I think everybody knows that Iran is not going to surrender. The question is, how bad is the escalation because of that? All right, so is this going to be the range for the rest of the day? We've talked about this for the last couple of days. You have a quick move during the open, and then you're stuck in consolidation. We'll see. I mean, bulls do look like they're in control today again. All right, for anybody new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button, help me out with the YouTube algo. Thanks for tuning in. I know you guys got a lot of options, a lot of talented traders out there. So thank you for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, I've taken one trade so far, right at the open. Talked about taking a long at the VWAP bounce. Didn't get the push up that I wanted. So exited at the 200 SMA and got 20 points so far. And now we're trying to see what's going to happen here. Is this going to be a bull rally day and just goes to infinity? Shape it looking like that for sure. 2 bull flags in a row. And it just keeps pushing. It's too late for me to FOMO in, but nonetheless, nice play to the upside by the bulls. All right, we should see, I mean, I say we should. It's all relative, but there should be some initial resistance at this level. 60s would be an interesting area. So potential touch of that 60 area. This was the area we were talking about last night. It also became the overnight high. Just keeps pushing, man. NQ, wow. Wow. No joke. Just touched the 200 SMA on the 15-minute like it's nothing. In other words, no rejection. And going after overnight high. Initial rejection at the 200 SMA on the 15-minute, but not significant. Wow. Bulls are relentless. So far, about 120 point bounce. Under 20 point bounce from the current low of day. That was an initial gap fill to the downside on the opening play. Geo, yeah, and for anybody new to the stream, I live in Arizona, Chandler, Arizona, so my times are 3 hours behind most of you, or at least 3 hours behind New York Eastern. But yes, I am streaming from Arizona. Insanity. Where are the bulls getting this strength? That's why you don't trade the news. Trade the charts. At Jordan Gilbert. Yeah, nice, man. You're a neighbor. Actually, there's a couple of traders here in the Chandler, Gilbert, Mesa area. I met up with fellow trader, or I've been meeting up with fellow AZ traders, trying to get a community out here going. Someone to talk to when you have your losses. You should always have, a trading buddy, somebody to call right after you've blown your accounts or have had some significant losses. Can't stress enough how much trading buddies or someone to talk to is important in trading. Look at this nonsense. What the hell? Geo Stocks, welcome to the stream. Cali, I used to live in Cali. I've been in Arizona now for, I want to say 10 years. But I lived in LA. I lived in Studio City for a good 15 years prior to that. All right. This is one of those days, just hop on and don't look at it. But I can't do that. Keeps pushing. Jesse, where in Cali are you? Thought you said San Diego, right? Could be wrong. And you don't have to disclose it publicly, sorry. All right, struggling up here, but so far, struggling doesn't matter for the NQ. It keeps pushing. That's a 40-point push up on the breakout of the overnight range. The 15-minute opening range breakout, you're comfortably, if you played that breakout, you're comfortably 80, 90 points, about to hit 100 points. Yeah, NorCal. I used to travel a lot through Northern California for work. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. What the hell? U.S. economy, man. It's just unrelentless. It's basically saying, screw the Middle East. We keep pushing. Wow. Well, the next pivot point is around 110, 115, and it looks like it's just gonna 120. Looks like it's just gonna Push another 70 points like it's nothing. Nicely done, Jesse. Oh, you were still in that long. Wow, you've been holding that long for a while. Yeah, I know Northern California pretty well. I traveled for work back in the days a lot in NorCal. Sacramento, Modesto. What other areas? Man, it's been years. Years traveling that area. Roseville. Napa Valley is nice. Wine country. So every pullback being bought up, right? Small pullbacks, nothing significant. Little bull flag after bull flag, so potential next leg up. Currently a 150 point bounce from the current low of day. And we keep pushing. So for anybody new to the stream, so far one trade for me, 20 point trade, about 400 bucks in the green on the open. Talked about the pullback to the VWAP bounce and took that for 20 points, but completely missed this entry here. And looking for something drastic, either a pullback to hop on, but so far these pullbacks have been very minimal, but they've been profitable. If you enter on any of these pullbacks, you're green. Looks like another pop about to happen. Crazy. NQ, man, gotta respect it. Forget what's going on in the Middle East. We're just going to push up. Destroying the overall bias for some pullback. Now, it could be the push up and then FOMC gives us a pullback or a strong pullback, but who knows? Looks like a one and done trade for me. Like I said, I copy traded that across 28 accounts. Because I copy trade all my accounts, I'm a little more selective. If I was rotating accounts, yeah, you could entertain some longs here and ride it. But I don't rotate my accounts. I copy trade it all at once. For me, it works. I like to be done within the first hour. It's not to say it's financial advice. It's entertainment only. You trade the style that works for you. If rotating accounts works best, hey, you got the whole day. Mo's back. Mo, how you doing, buddy? Have you taken any trades or flat? I know you were thinking about taking a trade over here in this area for a long. Assuming you took some of these longs already. Bulls are in control. Careful, careful counter trading. Or counter trend trading. Shorts. Shorts are not in play yet. Good job, man. Yeah, I got one play. I got one long for 20 points, but I missed this one. I'm being careful to just let it go and not FOMO in on a play. Just trying to chase this. But chasers have been rewarded today. You entered long on any of this area, you're good. If you held from this area, you're golden. Another push up. 3 green 15-minute candles. NQ, no joke today. NQ is punishing shorts. Well, again, if you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. I'll be live streaming every day, New York and occasional Asia, just because there's less competition and obviously have a couple more viewers. It's been slow grind to the upside, slow, consistent grind to the upside. Basically one of those days, hop on, don't worry about the pullback. It's just going up. For no logical reason, it's just going up. But I mean, you would want to see some type of pullback around this area. But NQ has not been doing anything but going up today. So anyone looking to short this has been burned. Is it overextended? I don't know about that. Today is one of those days. Can it go any higher? Yes, it can. Can it go higher? Yes, it can. But at these levels, there's no way I would long. I mean, the 15-minute chart, if you look at those 3 back-to-back 15-minute candles, insanely bullish. What's the catalyst for all this? Your guess is better than mine. Yeah, I mean, we know NQ, right? It's chasing levels, right? Where is the liquidity right now? It's at the next pivot point. Next pivot point is at 120. The problem with this long is, how much drawdown are you willing to take on a pullback? And I agree, there's no question about it that 120 is the possible next target. So far, we haven't had any significant pullback. It's basically these little pullbacks get in and you ride it. So 120 next pivot point, I mean, there's no reason not to think it's going to hit that. It's just how much drawdown. If you base it on probabilities, the probabilities of a significant drawdown are minimal. Every pullback so far has been respecting this trend line. So definitely seems like a just hop on and ride the longs day. I just can't, it's not my style. I'd like to see what happens at the next pivot point, 120. Now, if NQ continues to push above 120, dude, where is this strength coming from? Yeah, Mo, you got a good point. I mean, listen, I was short biased today. A lot of people have been short biased not just today, for the last couple of days, because everyone's waiting for that major move based on the Middle East. Market is aware of that. You got a lot of short bias. It's killing them every single day. Until we get resolution of the Middle East, or today with FOMC, shorts have not had their chance. And that's exactly what the market is going to do. It's going to do exactly the opposite of what the bias is. That's how it hurts. The market is there to hurt as much as it can to find liquidity. And clear, 4 days in a row. You're coming in with that bias. We're going to go down. Middle East, this is the big move down. Punished. Punished. So I'll watch what happens at 120. I mean, with this significant push up, can you really even think about shorting this? So as much as I want to look at 120, what am I going to do up there? Short it? No. Then it's just see how much further it goes up. Crazy. Market is punishing shorts day after day. I've seen streamer after streamer try to take shorts, especially yesterday. You saw several getting burned. I mean, I've been short biased, but I haven't been burned yet the last couple of days. But crazy. All right, we see a little slowdown here, but that doesn't mean anything. That could just be a bull flag formation for the next push up. All right, I'm going to get some more coffee. I will be right back. I'll be right back, guys. All right, did I miss the move? Did it go up another 100 points? Looks like I'm good. Looks like I survived. There goes the next leg up. Unfreaking believable. Bull flag after bull flag today. Well, although I'm not trading, one thing I do know is you don't short bull flags. Bull flag after bull flag. Just keeps pushing. And at this point, I don't have setups. The only setup here is ride this wave up. Continuously holding at the 20 SMA, right? But Mo, I agree with you. I think a short is coming at the pivot point. Problem with that short is you're counter trend trading at this point. It'd be a quick scalp. I'll probably have to stick to my guns. Don't trade against the trend. Again, it's could be a strong pullback at that 2120 area. That's your pivot point up there. But for now, 15-minute candles in the green. We're not even talking about 5-minute candles. We're talking about 15-minute candles. There's a lot of strength on this. This could be one of those days where you get burned trying to short this. And because I don't have a setup, at least not based on what I look for, I may leave it alone. So what did we top out? 96? I mean, logic would say it's going to push, give us a pop to that 22,120 area. Maybe what I'll do is something I don't do, which is trade micros. And I'll start a position up here for a short. And maybe capture a play that way. It's not what I usually do. And then again, I'm just trying to trade for the live stream. I got to be careful with that type of thinking. Nate, you bought the bottom? Nicely done, man. I wouldn't look at it as you sold way too early, right? You never want to start taking the approach of you want to capture the entire move. You know, green is green. You're saying you sold too early based on hindsight. You didn't know that when you entered. So kudos, Nate. You got some green, brother. Careful with the thinking I sold too early. You're saying that on hindsight, during the moment, during, you know, the most volatile moments of the open, that's where you gotta fine tune your thinking, you know. Maybe your out was great. Another day, it could have pulled back where you sold, right? It just today happens to be, you know, one of these, like, everybody's short biased because of the Middle East. All we've heard is it's going to get nasty. It's going to escalate. Trump is saying unconditional surrender. Iran is saying we ain't surrendering. We'll go to war. Everyone is short biased based on that, and the market is taking advantage of that. There was the touch of the 20 for the bounce. God damn it. All right, just keep pushing. Just keep pushing, NASDAQ. That was a 10-point bounce on the 20. Quick scalps. No, that was a 20-point bounce. No, a 10-point bounce on the 20 SMA. So we came and tested for the first time, right? We've been comfortably above the 20 SMA, and now we're starting to see the arcing of the 20 SMA. We finally came down and tested. We did get a bounce. Not a crazy bounce. So, you know, as you watch the 20 SMA that's been supporting this move up, we're finally seeing the arc. Are we going to see a pullback anytime soon? I don't know. Definitely wouldn't short just yet. Coming to test the 20 SMA again. Ooh. Initial flush below the 20. Is that a trap or is that it? We see a harsh pull bounce here, then it's trying to trap. There's no way I'm long in this. But Jesse, you got that algo data, so maybe I should listen to you. You got that secret info, brother. Which by the way, I gotta talk to you. I gotta look into that. Haven't, but does look impressive. There's the bounce. That was your bounce if you wanted to continue to ride this up. Woo. Insane bounce right there. Trapping anybody getting excited on that short. What a trap. Oh. All right, so now clearly it wants 120. Let's see what happens up there. All right. B recovery on that pullback. Trapping. Another pullback. So another test of the 20 SMA holding. Attempted to flush. And the overnight high held. So for anybody new to the stream or just tuning in, because I know everybody just kind of hops on and off, only one trade so far, into green, 20 points. Copy traded across all my 28 accounts. And try not to FOMO in on this insane 150 point move up. I've learned to let it go. That's why I'm a little resistant now to hop on these longs, but we'll see. We'll see if I get another trade. If not, I'm okay. Mo, are you thinking, Mo's looking for a short, are you thinking that 120 level to short? That's what I'm looking at, but oof. With this huge move up, I don't know if there's a short. Jesse, that's the exact reason why I don't trade micros. Although minis are very risky, right? Leverage. My personality, if I were to trade micros, I'd be thinking, oh my God, how much money would I have made if I was trading minis? That's why I use only 150K accounts. They give me about 5,000 in drawdown, right, to blow it. As long as I stick to the plan and take 25 to 30 point stops, you're talking about $500 to $600 loss. It's going to take 8 to 10 of those to blow an account. As long as your strategy is somewhat effective, which for the most part, I think everybody has some type of strategy that works. Math will win as long as you stick to the strategy. That's why I trade the minis. It's personality based. I'm an impatient guy, and knowing myself, if I had let's say a $200 win with micros, in my mind, man, I could have had a $2,000 win with minis. So I've just decided to stop because when I traded the micros back in the days, I was always not happy with the results, and it is what it is. At the end of the day, each one of us has a personality, and it's going to reflect in your trading every single day. That's why, when I get people asking me, hey, what's your strategy? How can I learn? I want to learn your strategy. Learn your strategy. Your strategy is going to be based on your personality. Your personality will dictate your trading style. It's very hard to just copy somebody because, unless you have an exact personality, everybody kind of develops their trading style based on their personality. Yeah, Jesse, I was looking at that, man. That's crazy with a single micro. Impressive, brother. Impressive. Little consolidation zone. It could be another, it could be the fade. In other words, this move to the upside is done. But it also, we've seen so far, it's bull flag after bull flag. I'm not shorting the bull flag just yet. Attempting to flush below that 20 again. We talked about the arcing of this 20 SMA. During the move up, it was comfortably above the 20 SMA, and now there is a battle going on here. We're not as comfortably above the SMA as in the past. I think the short that Mo is talking about is shaping up here, Mo. Or is this another fake out with a bounce? Trend is your friend. If trend is your friend, this is a long for a bounce. Not the strong bounce we saw here, but it'll just be building up. There are two entries that I'm going to have to look back today that I missed. This entry was clear with that third 1 minute candle. This entry was clear. The rest are, little bull flags and you hop on. But this entry and this entry, I got to look back and figure out why I didn't enter. Yes, sir, Nate. My situation is also a little different. I'm protecting my profit, right? I'm looking for a stronger setup. I'm already Like I said earlier, 400 bucks in the green on my one and only trade so far, but I copy traded that. So multiply that by the accounts and PAs and sim funded. Don't need to push or risk a trade that brings me to flat. I'd like a stronger setup. Might consider the short around 125, but again, at that point, I'm counter trend trading. Unless there's a significant pullback for a long to participate in this move up, could be done for the day. I gotta be honest, I missed this entry and I missed this entry. So having seen those missed entries that as I was yapping away, I was about to enter and not taking it, I could be off. You know, my trading might be off, whether it's because of live streaming or whatever. Usually when I miss two entries and I know it, tilt starts creeping in and you start taking trades because you missed it. This could be the day, at least personally, you got one trade in the green, you missed your other two, yapping away or whatever the reason was. Don't trade. Come back tomorrow, journal this. These entries were solid. I mean, they were solid entries. There was no reason not to enter here. This one, I get it. You didn't get the full 2-3 minute candles in terms of the bull flag. This was clear. And I'm beating myself up for this entry. This one, you came back and tested the bottom of that overnight range. That was an entry. So for me, I know for everybody else, you've probably been scalping this away. Because I missed two entries, I'm very prone to tilt at this point. And that's why I haven't taken any trades. Sure, I can add some risk, but do I really want to take a 20-point loss and now be flat? And then I'll be very upset because then I'm at break even for the day and then I want to take another trade. And that's how tilt starts forming. I can accept that I missed the plays of the day and walk out. So we didn't go up to 21,120, which was the short area I was looking for. Looks like this was the high, this is the high of day, and now we're starting to see a stronger pullback. Let's see where this takes us. That 15-minute candle looks red for sure. But problem is the trend today is bullish. It's tough to take a short. So we're testing the overnight high area as potential bounce area and just go right back up. But I'm fully aware that I missed two major entries on that long. Not looking to hop on a trade just because I missed that. And technically, we do have a little pattern forming here. Is this the break of that ascending channel? Look at your 20 SMA, which was consistently providing support for the upside. Then we saw the arcing, and now, we're seeing less strength to the upside. Very slow now. What time is it in New York? What, 8 a.m., 9, 10, 11 a.m.? So we're approaching lunch. I'm approaching now the 2-hour mark. So I think I'm pretty close to done. One trade, one and done day on FOMC. And probably go back and journal some of this as far as the reasons not to enter. And not beat myself up for it. If that 100 or 90, what is it, 98, 99 was the high of day, we're only about 30 points in a pullback. That's not significant yet. There could be more upside to this. Very slow. And that's what we've had. Like I mentioned this before the stream, for the last couple of days, we've had big moves during the open and then a slowdown for the rest of the day. And you're stuck in a 20, 30 point range. Could be that today again. And then you're stuck in this range. Of course, we got FOMC at 2 p.m. Eastern, so that's going to create some volatility. I don't plan on trading that. So it looks, at least for me, come back tomorrow. One and done trade. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button, help me out with the YouTube algo. I do trade NQ futures every single day. You'll see me live streaming New York session every day, at least for the next couple of weeks, and Asia session every now and then. Obviously, there's less competition during the Asia session, so hoping to capture some more viewers during Asia. New York is tough. You got all the talented traders live streaming at this time, so capturing viewers is going to be tough, but I appreciate everybody who has tuned in. And there we go, another bounce. Yeah, we got 120 as the next pivot point, and then we got 220 on the next pivot point. So bulls are not giving this up. This is a trend day to the upside. Shorting is going to be tough. Shorting has been tough for the last couple of days. You're coming in with that short bias based on the Middle East. You've paid. Yeah, that's the pivot point I think everybody's watching right now, is that 120 area. What is NQ going to do at that 120 area? Are we finally going to see a pullback? And Jesse hopping in that long. I'm assuming you're targeting that pivot point, that 120 area. Slow down quite a bit, and we're stuck in this consolidation. Now, if chart patterns tend to repeat themselves, you don't short a bull flag, right? Whoop. Why are you doing that? Clear bull flag right there. Don't short bull flags. So there could be further move up here. Not the setups I'm looking for, but I'll see what happens up at 116, 120. Thumper, you got an aggressive. I mean, listen, the market is moving up, but you got some aggressive goals, man. Power to you. Oh, second target at 147. I thought that was your first target. Yeah, 109 I think is a safe target. You got pivot point at 120. Everything we've seen so far is bull flag after bull flag. We moved 60 points on this bull flag. So if this is the bull flag just at a slower pace, you know, we're looking at that 120, 130 area as the next move if the bull flag plays out. We are approaching lunchtime, 11 a.m. in New York right now. I'm approaching the 2-hour mark. So for me, getting close to done. Tomorrow will be another day. 20 points captured today, $400 across all my accounts. And I'm trying not to beat myself for missing this entry. This was the solid entry of the day. This one had its reasons, but this one, ugh. But I also know when I know that I've missed a solid entry, tilt is in play. So I'd rather protect the profits for today and accept that anything that I'm trying to do right now is based on missing this. In other words, trying to get some additional profit because I missed this entry. That's tilt. So I'm not going to fall to it. Sometimes you capture the moves, sometimes you don't. But if I don't capture a move and I'm in the green, no need to push it. All right, bull flag here, playing out with that bounce, potential pop to that 215, 220 area that we're all watching. Everybody's watching that pivot point up there. What is nasty NASDAQ going to do up there? Jesse, nicely done. 472. I'm $400 across all accounts with one trade. I'm probably going to call it a day too, but Jesse, man, you've been on a roll, man. Kudos to you, man. Good trading, solid trading. We got to chat. 472 with scalps and doing it with micros. Nicely done, Jesse. Nicely done. All right, very slow, right in the middle of this range. Don't fiddle in the middle. And I'm assuming lunchtime is coming in and we'll see a slowdown. All right, we're testing the bottom of that range. So far, we have bounced with no significant pullback, at least for the last hour, right? 7:15. It's now 8:15. We've been an hour in this range, and now we're attempting to break below that. So could this be the topping of NQ for the shorts? Wished we had went up to the 22,120 area or that pivot point. I would have considered a long up here, and got to stick to the plan. I'm going to enter for the second time. I'm looking for a short up here somewhere. Being loose with the stop. All right, the range is holding. For anybody new to the stream, I know people hop on and off throughout the session. Do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button, help me out with the YouTube algo. I'll be back this evening. And then tomorrow, New York session. Again, my priority, or I mainly trade the New York session. I copy trade all my accounts. During Asia, I'll probably copy trade a few, probably more eval based. It's not my strength. But during the Asia session, definitely more viewers, less competition. Thanks for the few that have tuned in and supporting the channel. I know there's a lot of streamers, a lot of talent out there to watch. So I'm going to slowly build my viewers here on the New York session. Probably going to take months to get to 20, but it's all right. Got nobody to impress but myself. If you're in the green, lock it in, man. It's FOMC. No reason to do anything crazy. You're in the red. Take the loss. Take the loss. Nothing wrong with taking a loss and living, trade another day. For me, I'm anybody who joined the stream late. I took the initial long from the VWAP bounce. Did not see momentum above the 200 SMA and captured quick 20 points. About 400 bucks in the green there with one trade. And I did miss this entry with 3 candles. Ugh. Can't get over it, and that's why I'm very careful with tilt. This was a solid entry, and this was a solid entry. So because I missed 2 of those entries, being very cautious with tilt and doing something stupid. Because in my mind, I've missed the play. How do I get in, try to capture something? My setups, probably nothing until we hit 120 or that pivot point up there for a potential short. Here, not interested for a long or a short. Need an aggressive pullback or an aggressive bounce before taking a second trade. We are hitting the 2-hour mark, so for me at least, it looks like a one and done trade. On FOMC, 400 bucks in the green across all my 28 accounts that I'm copy trading. It's okay. I don't rotate accounts. I copy trade everything at once. For me, it works. And I know some people rotate 2 accounts here, 2 accounts there, and you either blow some accounts or you have some green on others. For me, it just doesn't work. I'd rather have 1 or 2 trades and call it a day on everything. But not financial advice. It's for entertainment only. You trade your style. All right, pullback is, we're going to find a little bit of resistance. If we do take a pullback, 45 area could offer initial support. Right around here. But it's slow. All right, 5 more minutes. Thanks for everybody tuning in. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. I trade from Arizona. I live in Chandler, Arizona, and I'm 3 hours behind. If you're new to trading or looking for some prop firms, take a look at my website, www.jcdaytrader.com. You'll have some coupon codes or discount codes of some of the props that I trade. Not that you haven't been seeing them on the stream already. I trade Apex, Take Profit Trader. Who else am I trading today? Bulenox, Funded Futures Network, which is running a 50% discount, buy one, get one free. So if you're looking to capture some accounts, Funded Futures Network does have good discount going on, 50% off. Let's see what else. Take Profit Trader, my go-to for payouts right now, 30%. That's their standard discount forever. I think they've had that discount all year. Take Profit Trader, fast payouts, very minimal issues. So if you're not, or you haven't started trading with Take Profit Trader, definitely one to look at. But I think that is it for me, guys. $11 a.m. in New York, so we're clearly going into lunch. And then 2 p.m. I'll be watching but not trading. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Is that the catalyst to move up, or are we finally going to take a pullback that everyone's been waiting for? We'll see. For anybody new, I also have a free Discord. I don't post much there yet. I should, and I need to build that community, but I will start getting more active with the Discord, but I do have a free Discord. The link is in this video and on the website, www.jcdaytrader. And for all of you that have used the discount codes, thank you. You know, that does help and support the channel, so thanks. Majority of my codes are under JCDT for JC Day Trader. Take Profit Trader, I do have JC promo, 30% off. Man, not moving today. All right, guys, let's call it a day. Thank you for tuning in. I know everybody kind of hops on and off throughout the session. So if you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'll hop on again tonight for the Asia session and try to capture some trades. It's a lot slower, and honestly, I don't have patience for Asia, but obviously less competition and I can capture more viewers during Asia. So I'll hop on for a little bit. New York is where I'll mainly trade and copy trade all my accounts. But as far as viewers, it's going to be a challenge with everybody, all the talented traders out there also live streaming. So thank you for everyone who tuned in. I will see you guys later. I hope everyone is green. If you're in the green, keep it green. If you're in the red, take the loss. Don't push it. Live to trade another day. Talk to you guys later tonight or tomorrow.